Hello everyone and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. My name is Stefan and I do appreciate your patronage. Okie dokie, this is a new aquarium, number 4. Over the course of the last week, while my family was out of town and I even had the dogs out at my daughter's for a couple nights, I was able to put hours upon hours upon hours setting up this 11-gallon long aquarium. It's manufactured by Lifeguard. This is their optimum glass. It's a little bit less money than high-end competitors, and I thought I'd give it a try. I wanted another long tank because of this rack system. Sort of suits it, and I do not have a lot of real estate going up and down, so a taller tank I wouldn't be able to work on it. As it is, getting this tank planted and scaped, what a challenge with only a handful of inches up there. Oh my God, this piece of driftwood, let's start here, a gorgeous hockey stick shaped piece of ornate driftwood, that was supposed to be out of the tank, creating a huge sort of eye movement down and along. It didn't fit. No matter what I could do, I couldn't get it from gravel top to top of the canopy. And in frustration, I just slid it out of the way, and lo and behold, it became a happy accident. I now have the beginnings of a wonderful immersed water feature where it sits up atop the tank, a little bit of it submerged at the bottom so the wood does retain some water, and then you see I have some Christmas moss going from dry to wet, and then I'm doing one of my favorite things. I have some philodendron cuttings and pothos cuttings, and I have those roots over there, the big ones. These roots obviously belong to frogbit, and what I thought was really cool is I created a sort of beaver dam here using little sticks and twigs. That's to prevent all this frogbit from moving with the current and getting all caught up in here where it would block light and ultimately lead to algae. I know that from experience. And I wanted as much light as possible on all these new plantings, in particular a few, which I'll point out. Obviously dwarf hairgrass. I won't cry 1,000 tears if it doesn't take. I'm using it more as a detail in here. I'm more interested in the crypt parva, and in particular crypt flamingo. I was able to find a tissue culture of the often expensive and fairly rare crypt flamingo at Petco of all places. And I opened it up and I broke out the culture and I got 4 plants. There's 2 of them. For a crypt, they require much more light, CO2. They're just a harder plant, rated intermediate, and it might even be harder than that. So I'm more interested in the success of the cryptocorn. This is a green Wente there. I've got some bronze and brown and red Wente. I got a bunch of crypt cuttings from my other aquariums. And then of course my favorite plant, the Hydro pentaphyta. You see it in and out in both forms. There's the stem stalk form, and there is more the clinging vine-like form right there, and you see some root structures from it. I'm using black lava rock. Some of it's a little bit brown or red, like this piece here. Fascinating. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I got those at Petco, $4 a piece. I guess that's slightly expensive for lava rock, but I'm digging the effect. And so, as a lot of you know, lava rock is its own natural filtration device, in the sense that it, unlike any other rock, it is so porous and has so many nooks and crannies that the beneficial bacteria colonize there like nobody's business. And these rocks are a little bit lighter, and they're easy to kind of clunk together. That isn't to say they weren't challenging. I chipped this new aquarium, see if I can find it. Right at the tip, along here, there's a chip. There, the camera sucks, but you know, a brand new tank, and I chipped it because the lava rock in this very narrow confine, trying to manipulate, and after hours your hands start to tremble. It all, you know, it never fails, and then bad things can happen. And sure enough, I dinged the corner. Beneath the substrate, I'm using a combination. They say never to do that, but screw it. I'm using what I had left of the UNS fine aqua soil, and then some Denarelli soil, and on top of that I've capped it with the ADA pebbles and gravel. Usually that's used as more detail, but I'm basically using it as a top coat, and so we'll see how that goes. Obviously planting with a gravel on top of the aqua soil makes it a whole lot easier. So with my contorted bent hand and limited space, at least I didn't have to have countless plants floating up after I tried to stick them in the aqua soil. I've taken various Christmas and flame mosses from my other tanks and have adhered them to the lava rock. Again, it's easy to do because it's so porous. I've added a few strands of driftwood to complement this other piece of driftwood, which I had to use as a surrogate for this one. And inside there I've got epiphytes, Java fern, more Hygrophilia pinta, and behind some Anubias, and then I have some Anubias tissue cultures here. Now these look like Anubias petite, but I know that they're potentially Anubias nana or Anubias barteri, which means when they grow, which is very slowly, they will outgrow their space there. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. It could take months if I'm lucky. And they were available, and I wanted to put as many plants as I could in this aquarium at startup, because that's one of the strategies for reducing the potential for algae when you get your first spike, when all that good aqua soil starts to release its magic. I'm doing CO2, but I'm going OG with it. I'm going to wrap around here. Here you see a little of my decoration around the side. I'm going with the old Fluval, sort of what you buy at Petco, and this little kit's working great for me. The problem is those little canisters, I'll get about 10 days if I'm lucky, and then I got to replace it, and on and on. But I definitely wanted to just get as much quality maintenance matters tended to with the materials that I had. I'm using this piece of spider wood, driftwood, monkey wood, and another one of that brown red lava rock. In a sense, I'm doing what I like to do when I was in Northern California, which is scape out and inside the tank. I just think that's a lot of fun, and I'm really excited